Hello traders everywhere, Adam Hewison here, coming to you from the digital studios of MarketClub. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at the portfolio holdings of three very successful portfolio managers. We'll start off with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett manages over $105 billion, so obviously he's been around for a long time, knows a lot about the market. We're going to be looking at the top three holdings of Berkshire Hathaway, which represent actually over 51% of their entire portfolio. Then we're going to take a look at Carl Icahn. Carl is very colorful compared to, well, they're both colorful, Warren and Carl, but he's been looking at some markets like Apple, for example, and some other ones we'll be talking about, but his portfolio, his top three holdings represent 58% of his portfolio. Lastly, we'll be looking at Bill Ackman from Pershing Square Capital. Bill manages about approximately $9 billion for the funds, and we'll be looking at his top three holdings. Now, he's a little bit different. He's much heavier. He sort of bets a bunch when he thinks he's right. His top three holdings represent 73% of his entire portfolio. Now, you may remember a couple of years ago, he had a huge bet on JCPenney. He dropped a ton of cash on that one. So he's not right all the time, but he's right quite a bit of the time. So let's start off with Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, the top three holdings. The first one we're looking at is a stock called Wells Fargo, the bank. You probably well know that stock. This represents 22.64% of Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. Now, I'm just going to put our monthly trade triangles in. This is the important thing. Look at, boom, you can see they come in right here at 35, they're exiting at around 40, they're back in at 44. So you can see the move up to 53 is actually worked out very well using the trade triangles. All of our trade triangles are 100%. They can help you make money because I'm telling you, some of these big guys, maybe not Warren, but a lot of the other guys, Carl Icahn and Bill Ackman, they look at the charts. They do. They really do. And this program, the trade triangles that we have, captures those moves. We look for what we call almost like giant footprints, but these are trade triangles. So when the markets turn, the momentum turns, so they come in to buy a lot of stocks, we can track that. So let's go on to our next stock for Warren, that's Coca-Cola. Now Coca-Cola really hasn't gone anywhere. Sort of, you can see pretty much for the entire 2-year period we're looking at, it's sort of just gone, you can just see it's just straight, hasn't gone anywhere, but it's a solid earner, and that represents approximately 15% of Mr. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. So let's go on to our next market. The next stock that holds, the largest one, is American Express. That's 13.37% of their portfolio. And you can see our monthly trade triangle kicked in at 59. We're currently at 90, so you can see we would have made just as much money as Warren on this trade using the trade triangles. Now we're looking at the monthly because Mr. Buffett's a longer-term investor. He's not going to get in and out with the weekly trade triangles, which you can see coming here. But if you're a shorter intermediate-term trader, use the monthlies to get in and the weeklies to get out, and then get back in again should they turn green. A good example would be right here. So we'll put the weeklies in so you can see the monthlies saying trend is up. Here's a weekly right here. Get back in. Boom. Nice move up and a nice profit on that. But it's a much more nimble game. But if you're just looking at the monthlies, then you would have just gotten in right here and you would have stayed all the time from $59.40 up to $90.30 right now. So it's a great trade for you. The next investor we're going to look at is Carl Icahn. He has his own Icahn Enterprises, which he invests in. Actually, to his credit, he has 32.4% of his money in this, and you can see it had a nice move back December of 2013. He came in January 2nd, buyer, boom, went up, and he's actually done very, very well. You would have gotten out at 102 after having gotten in at 44, so you would have doubled your money right there on that one trade. Now you got out, you got back in here at 104. It's currently traded at 110. Again, you make money using these trade triangles. Now the next stock he has in his portfolio is Apple, and you can see Apple kicked in right here at 66 on our trade triangles. These are things we don't put in after the fact. These are just, they occur, we put them in, and you can see we're currently trading at 102. So it's a very nice trade in Apple. Next stock for Mr. Icahn is the CVI, Convergent Energy, and here you can see it's sort of gone a little bit flat. We had a buy signal right here at 43.43. It's currently at 47. Not a big move, but certainly a plus move. But he likes that stock as well. So again, he has that stock, and he has 10.5 of his own money in that stock. So it's in his fund. So the last billionaire we're going to look at is Bill Ackman. Now, Bill Ackman's big position is in a stock called Allergan, and he has approximately 32.4% of his portfolio in the stock. And you can see we had a signal right here to be long at 93.25 and to exit at 156. Now that's a huge winner for him. Now we suggest, based on our monthly, is to be out of this, and if the market made a new high, let's say it went over the 175 level, then I think we'd get back in. But right now, that's what it has to do. So I'm a little bit cautious about saying get into the stock, because our monthly red trade triangle is saying the trend is now down. And I have to respect it. Just like it was here when everybody thought it was going to continue to go up, it actually went from 104 down to this level here, down to 93. So again, you've got to move with the market. Now our next stock in Bill Ackman's Pershing Square Capital is Air Products and Chemicals. You can see you would have gotten in right here at $90.34. It's currently trading at $134. Really nice move up in that stock. And you can see we would have gotten out and we've gotten back in at 122. So even though we got out, we get back in. We don't fade, we don't go short. We just get out and we get back in. So let's take a look at the last stock. This is Canadian Pacific, and you would have gotten in right here. You would have gotten out here for a nice profit, because you would have gotten in if you scope this out just a little further. Let's do that. So you can see in here at 79, out at 115, really nice profit. Back in again at 129, so you would have had to pay a little higher, but at least you know it's going up. 129 to 206, that's a great trade. So these are what the billionaire portfolio managers are doing. And look at how trade triangles manages to stay so close to them. Think about it, what you could do for your own portfolio. Hey, I'm Adam Hewis. I'm glad you had a chance to look at these stocks that the billionaire portfolio managers are trading and investing in. You too can do the same thing. Every success using MarketClub's trade triangles. I'll see you again soon.